Hey there, good morning. My name is Michelle Palmer. Welcome to Vex Yoga. We're going to take an easy, slow flow class this morning. We're going to do a lot of heart openers. So let's begin either on your knees in hero's pose. You can take a prop and set it underneath your sit bones. Take a block or a pillow, settle down on those sit bones, maybe sway from side to side, get yourself comfortable. Alternatively, you can sit in an easy seated pose with the legs crossed in front of you. I want you to be comfortable, so whatever seated position you feel is good for you today, go ahead and take that. Like I said, just begin to sway back and forth, feel those sit bones, begin to get grounded down into the mat. Maybe you set your hands on your palms onto your knees, face down, taking more of a grounding class today. Maybe you take the palms face up, more in a place of surrender and letting go. Begin to settle into that breath. Maybe close the eyes or take a soft gaze. Bring the shoulders back, round and down. Begin to let the head sway from side to side, maybe even dropping the chin into the chest, taking the gaze back up to the sky, until you find yourself in a place where you can just settle in stillness. Begin to take that breath in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Settle into that breath, maybe even taking a count to the breath. Maybe counting 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out. Maybe you begin to settle into the Ujjayi breath, that victory breath. Sealing the lips together, causing a slight restriction at the back of the throat, beginning to breathe both in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe even hearing that oceanic sound that comes from that Ujjayi breath. Begin just to settle into this space. Find that connection on your mat. I'm going to be reading to you today from the book Living Your Yoga by Judith Lasater. It's a really popular book that's been around a long time, and it brings me comfort. I'm going to skip half of this chapter and just read to you the part that struck me the most today. She says many of us come to yoga because of some difficulty in our lives. For some, it's physical, such as lower back or knee discomfort. For others, it's emotional, such as depression. And for still others, the draw is philosophical, such as feeling that life lacks meaning. Most of us have a combination of reasons. However, often the dawning of yoga is coupled with an outwardly acknowledged or inwardly expressed expectation that yoga can solve problems, eliminate pain, and most importantly, guarantee that they will not reoccur. As I discovered, says the author, through my experience with anger, nothing could be further from the truth. With every in-breath, elongate that spine, relax into the shoulders, into the lower back. And with every exhale, can you let go of something? Maybe you place one hand over the heart, one hand over the stomach. And as you listen to these words, maybe you set yourself an intention today. Maybe that intention is a matter of just coming to your mat with no expectations. No expectations of what yoga is going to do for you today. Maybe the intention you set today for your practice is just a matter of letting go, of breathing, of connecting. She goes on to say, although yoga practice certainly can help our aching backs and bolster our spirits, it cannot insulate us from the pain that life inevitably brings, such as losing loved ones, getting sick, getting old, not getting what we want, or even getting what we do want. If yoga does not ensure a life without pain, then why do we do it? She goes on to say that she has found that being in a state of yoga relieves suffering, specifically the suffering caused by feeling separated from her own wholeness. Suffering differs from pain. Suffering is caused by the emotional reaction we lay on top of our pain. By becoming aware of our emotions and thoughts about pain, their hold on us can be released and our suffering can be lessened. So maybe in these hard days that have been before us, and for sure will be ahead of us, we can remove the added suffering that we bring to ourselves. By one way that I do that, I practice yoga. If your eyes are closed, maybe you blink them open now. Inhale the hands up to the sky. Take the gaze up with you. And as you exhale, lower the arms, chin comes to the chest. Inhale, sweep those hands up again. Exhale, bring those hands down, chin comes down. Inhale those hands one more time, sweep them up. This time, go ahead and take the left hand down out to the side, reach up and over with the right hand. Take the gaze up to the ceiling and then sweep the gaze down into the lap, down onto the mat. Sweep the gaze back up towards the ceiling. Stretch those fingers up towards the sky, root down with the left palm. Inhaling on the rise, exhaling on the lower. And then bring both hands up to the sky. Exhale, that right hand comes down, left arm reaches up and over again. The fingertips reach up to the sky, gaze comes up and then down, taking some gentle neck sweeps. Warming up those neck muscles, relaxing the facial muscles, the forehead, the cheeks, the jawbone. Inhale, both hands back up to the sky. Exhale, sweep the hands back behind you. Link those fingertips behind the back. Pull that heart space forward. We're going to do a lot of heart openness today. Really opening up, letting go. Releasing all control. Inhale the hands back up to the sky. Exhale, bring them down to the sides. Go ahead and keep that right leg tucked in to the left leg. Left leg comes out nice and long. Flex those toes up to the sky, fully engaging all the muscles so they feel like they're clinging onto the bone. Set both hands down next to you. Sit up nice and tall. Pull those shoulders back. Pull the tummy muscles in. Let's root down on that right palm. Sweep the left hand up. Exhale, reach out for the toes, all the while bringing that right hand up to the sky. Exhale, take that one hand back down behind you. Reach the same hand that's over the leg up to the sky. Exhale, moving in and out, just taking some nice windmill motions with those hands. Taking this class at your own pace, your own speed. Feel free to stop this video at any time and hold in a place of stillness if you just feel like there's one area that needs a little bit more attention than the other. Exhale, we're gonna come back, take that left hand to connect with the toes. Reach up with that right hand. Hold it there in stillness just for a second. Can you let those knees rest a little more? Can you send some breath into the hips? Can you relax those knees? Full breath in, exhale. That right hand comes down. We're going to root down on that right hand. Press down on the heel of that left foot and rise up. Taking those hips off the floor, really opening up that heart space. Tuck that tummy in, pull the tailbone under. Open up that heart space, really let it out. Maybe you let go of that Ujjayi breath. Sweep that hand down. Bring the hips, the tailbone, the sit bones back down. Maybe you stretch out one more time. And then trade out those legs. So if you didn't get it on the one side correctly with me, that's okay. I always do things on both sides. So even if I start out on my right and you're on your left, we get it all together. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, that right hand is going to come down to the right leg. The left arm's going to reach up. Exhale, take those windmill moves. Coming in and out. Inhaling as you raise one hand. Exhaling as you lower it, raising up the other. The next time that left hand comes down onto the ground, go ahead and plump the hand down. Raise up those hips. Open up that heart space. Tilt that pelvic bone forward. Tuck the tailbone under. Take a full breath in and exhale. Sweep it down. Beautiful. Let's take the legs out to a nice V shape. Inhale the hands up again. The reason why we do this is we want to elongate that spine. So imagine that you've got a pole or a string running from the crown of your head way up to the ceiling. And so your spine is nice and straight before you hinge at the hips. Inhale, exhale, lower, forward fold. I would rather you be nice and straight in your spine here than look fancy and be able to go down deep. Maybe you can go down low in that forward fold, but if you're like me, I'm not that bendy. Remembering to inhale, lengthening out that spine, exhaling, softening, letting something go. Inhaling to lengthen, pull the crown of the head forward towards the front of the room. Exhaling, see if you can go a little deeper. Don't lock out those knees, keep them nice and soft. Maybe you reach out for the soles of the feet. Maybe you grab those toes. Remembering to keep that spine nice and long. Inhale, rise up. Bring those legs in together. Tuck them up closer to your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. I think right now with our social distancing, we might be feeling a little bit like we need some extra hugs. Go ahead and hug it out. It feels good. Full breath in, full breath out. Beautiful. We're going to tuck the legs under and roll over, coming into a tabletop. So I want you to make sure that those shoulders are directly over the wrists and the hips are directly over the knees. The spine is nice and long and straight. If you need some extra padding underneath, maybe you take a blanket under the knees, or maybe you just take the center of your mat, fold it over, and then take the knees up onto that double portion. Do what you need to do in order to keep your body safe and comfortable. So I want you to come in that nice straight spine tabletop position. And then just begin to sway the hips from left to right. Maybe you gaze over one shoulder as you bring the hips to one side. Bring the gaze over the opposite shoulder. Maybe you take some nice big circles in the hips, sinking back as if you were coming into a child's pose, coming back up into our tabletop. Remembering that whenever you take a rotation, to take it on the opposite direction as well. So take as many of those as you need, just warming up those hips, getting into that lower spine, warming up the muscles on either side, maybe rocking from front to back. Maybe you need to be nodding into the head, shaking the head yes and no a little bit more. And then we're all going to meet in that nice flat back tabletop position. Take a full breath in. On the exhale, shoot that right leg back behind you. I want it to be nice and straight and parallel. Imagine that heel is pushing against a wall behind you. Maybe this is enough for you today. Feel free to stay here. If you'd like to add on, maybe you root down on that left foot, right palm, and raise up the left arm in front of you. Go ahead, keep that breath going, breathing gently in through the nose and out through the mouth. Maybe this is enough for you today if you'd like to add on. Maybe bend into that right knee, reaching back with the left hand. The beautiful thing about yoga is we've got this push-pull sensation. And so I want you to push the foot into the palm of the hand. And at the same time, the hand is going to be pulling the foot towards the sit bones. Stay nice and straight. Really root down and get grounded on the right palm and the left top part of the foot. Hold the pose, don't hold the breath. Release that bind. Take it back with one long straight line. of energy. Take that left palm down to the mat again, but I want you to shift that right leg over to the left-hand side. The toes will come off of the mat. Gaze over that left shoulder back at those toes. Again, maybe you nod the head yes, shake the head no. Take a full breath in. Exhale, sweep that right leg all the way over to the right-hand side. We're going to take this inner-outer rotation, sending the right toes up to the sky, then bringing them back into connection with the mat again. This feels really good on that upper thigh, upper right thigh, and even getting back in here into the glutes. So I don't know about you, but I'm doing a lot more sitting on my couch, sitting at my desk at home as I work from home. Not so much driving in the car, but I'm really feeling it in this hamstring back here and in my lower spine. It's where I hold all my tension. So anytime we can take those nice stretches, really helps us out. Now what I want you to do is take a nice big deep breath, shoot that right leg out a little bit further, sink back over the left hip. You'll really feel this beautiful stretch in the hamstring back here. You can take the forearms down to the mat. You can even one potato, two potato the hands in front of you and place the forehead on the hands. Take a few breaths here. Inhale as we rise up. Exhale, shoot that right leg back behind you. Tuck that knee into the chest, round out the back. Exhale, shoot that right leg back. Inhale, knee to nose, round it up. Exhale, shoot it back. Inhale, knee to nose. Beautiful. Set that right knee back on the mat. We're going to take it on the opposite side. So really find that good place of alignment again. Get grounded down. Take that left leg back behind you. No higher than the hips. A nice straight line. The back heel is as if it was pressing up against the wall. Again, take this class at your own level. Feel free to stay here practicing your balance. If you'd like to add on, take that right hand out in front of you. The gaze or the drishti comes just beyond the fingers. Maybe you could set your gaze on something that's not moving to hold you a little steadier. Bend into that left knee if you'd like to add on even further, reaching back with the hand. Use that steadiness of breath for the balance. If you ever want to take an experiment, hold your breath while you're taking a balancing pose. See what it does for your balance. Release that bind, take the hand and foot back out into one long line of energy. Set the right palm back down, but send that left leg over to the right hand side. The foot will come off of the mat. Take the gaze over that right shoulder. Take a few breaths there, really feeling every muscle clinging to the bone. Inhale here, send that left leg all the way out to the left-hand side. Again, we're going to take those inner outer rotations of that left leg. So sending the toes up to the sky and then sending them back into connection with the mat, with the floor. Inner outer rotation, send the toes up to the sky, sink back over the right hip and then sink down. Again, no need to be fancy. We can take one potato, two potato in front of our hands. We can also take a block or a bolster or a pillow and set our heads upon those. Or we can stay high up on the hands. You'll still get that beautiful stretch underneath the thigh. Take a few breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to rise back up again. Send that left leg back behind you. Inhale, knee to nose, round out the back. Exhale, shoot it back. Inhale, knee to nose, we're really rounding out that spine. Exhale, shoot that left leg back. Inhale, round it out. Exhale, shoot that leg back behind you. We're going to take that left knee nice and wide. Take the right knee nice and wide. Bring the great toes together. Sink back over those hips. Take the forearms out nice and long. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Set that forehead down on the mat, coming into our child's pose. And just know that this child's pose is available to you at any point during this class. If you stayed here in child's pose for the rest of the class, that will be totally okay. This is a great place to come back into that connection of breath. Stretch those palms out nice and long. Stretch those fingers wide. Really find the connection of the pads of the hands. And then tuck those toes under and rise up for your down dog, pushing the hips up to the highest place. Pedaling out those feet, bending into one knee and then the other. Maybe gazing under one armpit and then gazing under the next. Coming back to that gentle, steady breath. Really using that victory breath to channel that energy to see you through to the end of your practice. Inhale that right leg up to the sky. Stretch it back. Really feel that heel as if it was trying to push against a wall. Take a full breath in. Take a bend in that right knee, opening up the hips. So now they're stacking one hip on top of the other. Maybe you take a circle in that knee, rotating one direction and then the other. Inhale that right leg straight back behind you. Take a bend in the knee as if it were coming in towards the chest, and then step that foot all the way through. Now maybe you can step through on a one foul swoop. Maybe you can't. That's totally okay. Go ahead and rock from front foot to back foot. Just feeling that connection with the feet on the mat. Rocking from front to back. Steadying that breath. Then root down on that front foot, on all four corners of the foot. And we're going to keep those left toes connected with the mat, but not set the full foot down. We're going to inhale. We're going to bring those arms back behind us, those airplane arms. Feel that connection here. Feel that sturdiness before you rise down. It's said that we root down so we can rise up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, rise. Send those hands up. Sink down on those knees. Inhale to strengthen and lengthen that spine. Exhale to bring softness. Take a full breath in here. Exhale, open that up. Cactus out those arms. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Take another breath in here. We're going to take a humble warrior over that right knee. Beautiful. Set those hands down. We're going to keep the left hand down. You can also come on the knuckles rather than a flat palm. So root down on that left hand. Inhale the right hand up to the sky. Take a full breath here. Exhale, take that right hand down. Root down so we can rise up. Inhale that left hand up to the sky. Full breath in. Exhale, frame that foot. Of course, you can take that move with setting that left knee down onto the mat if you don't want to take it up so high. Take a full breath in. Use that breath to send you back up into your crescent pose. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to go deeper. Full breath in. Full breath out. Cactus out those arms. Open up that heart space. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, take those hands down. Frame that right foot and then step it back. Maybe you send it up in the air and give it a little jiggle, a little wiggle, or maybe you tuck knee into nose. And then set that right foot down to meet the left. Pedal out those feet. Now here you can add into your chaturanga if you want to. If not, you're welcome to stay here in your down dog. If you want to join us in a chaturanga, inhale to plank. Exhale, keep those elbows tight in towards the chest. Lower down, chin, chest, belly comes down. Untuck the toes. Inhale to your up dog. And then exhale, rise back up to your down dog. Again, those are optional. Inhale that left leg up to the sky. Open up that hip. Stacking one hip on top of the other. Rotate that left knee one direction and then the other. Inhale, shoot that left leg back behind you. And then on the exhale, step that foot through. Like I said, maybe that takes one nice fluid motion. Maybe it takes about 3 or 4 staggered ones. That's okay. Rock back and forth from that front foot to the back foot. Really find that sure footing. Root down in that all 4 corners of that left foot. Stay high on the left toes. And then we're going to airplane those hands back behind us, coming halfway up. Feel that crown of the head. Remember that string coming from the crown of our head. Now it's being rooted out to the side of the room. Inhale here. Exhale, rise up into your crescent pose. Inhale again to reach up and lengthen that spine. Exhale to go lower. Full breath in. Exhale. Cactus out those arms. Open up that heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Root forward, humble warrior. Set those hands down. Root down on that right palm, either with the palm flat or coming onto the knuckles. Inhale that left hand up to the sky. Full breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down, right hand comes up. Open up that heart space. Pull that shoulder back. Full breath in. Exhale, frame that foot. We're going to take that inhale to rise up one more time. In through our airplane arms, rising all the way to crescent. Full breath in. Exhale, open up that heart space. Cactus out those arms. Inhale, take those hands up to the sky. Exhale, frame that left foot. And then send that left foot back up into the sky. Beautiful. Maybe you take some wiggles and some circles in that left leg. Shake it out. And then set that left foot down to meet the right. Take a full breath in here. Exhale. Walk those feet up to meet the hands. Coming into our ragdoll pose at the top of our mat. Beautiful. Let those hands sway. Maybe the hands sway across the front of the mat as if you're letting them sway and feel into a shallow pool at your feet. Or maybe you take opposite elbows to opposite hands. Allow the head, the neck, hang heavy. I want you to imagine here that you're just letting everything fall out of you. Let all those worries, let all those cares just fall out. Maybe you begin to take some open mouth sighs, releasing some of that energy. Coming back through center, inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Full breath in, exhale, forward fold, let it all go. Take a soft bend to those knees, don't lock out the knees. We're going to root down so we can rise up. Inhale, take those hands all the way up to the sky. Reach up, pull the shoulder blades back, round and down. Exhale, cactus out those arms. Maybe take a slight back bend. Inhale, take the hands up to the sky. Take a grip around with the left fingers, wrap around the right wrist and reach up and over to the side, opening up that side body. Inhale one more time, reach up to the sky. Take a different bind with the right fingers wrapping around the left wrist. Reach up and over, opening up that left side body. Come back through center, inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. Set those hands down on the mat. Step back with the right foot and then the left foot coming back into your down dog. Again, feel free to run through that chaturanga. Inhaling to plank, lowering down through the chaturanga. chin, chest, belly. Inhaling to up dog. And then exhaling, coming up into your down dog. Beautiful. We're going to run through that sequence one more time, but we're going to take it down lower this time. And then we're going to end our practice with some floor moves. So inhale that right leg up to the sky. Exhale, sweep it straight through. Inhale, take those arms back, airplane arms, come back. Take a full breath in. We're going to lower that left knee down to the floor. Inhale, take those hands up to the sky. Exhale, take the hands to heart center. And then humble warrior over that right knee. Set those hands down, root down on the left palm. Inhale the right hand up to the sky. Exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Full breath in, exhale, take that hand down. Inhale, use that breath, use those tummy muscles to sweep those hands up to the sky. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant those hands down, frame that right foot, take that left toes, tuck them under. We're going to rise back up into our down dog. Sweep that right leg back behind you. Maybe you get real fancy and keep that left leg up in the sky, exhaling into your chaturanga. Maybe you just need this in down dog. Exhaling back to your down dog. Beautiful work, everybody. We're nearly there. Inhale those left legs up to the sky. Exhale, sweep that left foot through. Stay nice and strong. Get rooted and grounded down. Inhale, airplane arms, come halfway back. Full breath in. Exhale, lower that right knee down to the mat. Untuck those right toes if you feel more confident there. Inhale the hands up to the sky. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, frame that left foot. Keep that right palm down. Inhale the left hand up to the sky. Exhale, take the left hand down. Inhale that right hand up to the sky. Exhale, take both hands down. Get really rooted down. Use that those tummy muscles. Inhale the hands up to the sky again. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, frame that left foot. Sweep that left leg back. Again, you can always come straight to your child's pose, or you can try that three-legged chaturanga. Inhaling, exhaling back to your down dog. And let's all meet in our child's pose. So open up those knees, untuck the toes. Sink the forehead down onto them. Beautiful work. Really fully engage those arms still. I want you to root the left palm out. Keep a nice gap under that left arm. Take the right hand, thread it underneath, and come onto that right shoulder. Beautiful. So that left palm is faced up. There's still a lot of space underneath that left arm. We're fully engaging those muscles. But again, remember that nice balance between work and ease, the push and the pull of yoga. So some muscles are working here, but some muscles are resting. So can you let some more breath, some more letting go, some more ease into the shoulders, into the lower back? Can you relax that forehead, the cheekbones, the jaw? One more breath here. Inhale, take that right hand out to the front. Remember that space in between the right arm. Take that left arm, thread it through, coming onto that left elbow. Left palm is facing up towards the sky. Sink into that breath. Remembering to elongate that spine, but also to let some softness softening the sacrum, the middle back, the upper back, the shoulders. One more breath here. Exhale, take those hands back out in front. And then we're going to push those hands back towards body, coming up into a seated position. Keep the toes connected, keep the knees nice and wide. Pull those tummy muscles in. Pull those shoulder blades back, round and down. Let's face the palms up towards the heavens again. Maybe bring a gentle smile to the lips. Close the eyes. Breathing in, releasing with an open mouth sigh. Inhale those hands up to the sky. And on the exhale, let's take that left hand over the right knee. Send that right hand back behind the back. Take the gaze over the right shoulder. Inhaling to deepen, strengthen, and lengthen. That's fine. And exhaling to see if you can go a little bit further in that twist. These twists are so good for the digestion, so good for trapped emotions, for anxiety. Inhale, both hands up to the sky. Exhale, take it on to the opposite side. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to soften. Beautiful work, yogis. Inhale those hands up to the sky. Take that gaze up, exhale, back bend. Inhale, take those hands up to the sky. Exhale, sweep them down, chin comes into chest. And we're going to transition onto our backs. So coming onto our backs, coming down one vertebrae at a time, maybe you even come down through a boat pose. Totally optional, coming down one vertebrae at a time. Tucking knees up into the chest. Just begin to sway from left to right. Maybe you take some circles with those knees, remembering to go one direction and then the other. Maybe letting go of that Ujjayi breath now, breathing gently in through the nose, out through the mouth. Pull those shoulder blades back, round and down, maybe even opening up the knees, maybe even coming into that happy baby. Taking those peace fingers, wrapping around the big toe, or maybe even grabbing hold of the edge of the foot. Taking those feet as if they were standing on top of the ceiling, opening up those knees and swaying from left to right. Getting that beautiful massage in the lower spine, making sure you really tuck that tailbone under so that you don't tip when you rock from side to side. Feel free to close those eyes. Maybe you straighten one leg, bend into that leg, straighten the other one. And then bring those knees in together, give yourself another little hug. Maybe you even take the shoulders, the chin off of the mat, taking chin to knees. Exhale, take it all back down to the mat. Keep that right knee into your chest. Take the left leg nice and long. Point those toes on both feet up towards the sky, flexing into those feet. Take a nice big deep breath. Pull those shoulders back, round and down. Gently inhale here, and on the exhale, take that right knee out to the side. Maybe you keep that left palm on the left hip so the hips don't pop off of the mat. We want those hips shining straight up towards the ceiling. So fully engaging that right thigh muscle as we're laying here, taking some deeper, longer holds to end our practice. Take a full breath in here, and as you exhale, bring that right knee in through center and then carry it across the body onto the left side of the mat. Maybe you cactus out the arms or tee out the arms. You could also take a bolster or a block underneath your right knee here as it supports the leg on the other side. Now in this shape, I always feel like I'm at the chiropractor. Have you ever been to the chiropractor and they kind of get you in this shape and they say, take a nice big deep breath in And then they come down on this top leg and this lovely crack comes in the lower back. I've had that happen in this position before. So if you want to take some extra time here just to really be breathing in and actually exhaling, pushing down on that top knee, tucking the tailbone under, giving yourself a beautiful chiropractic adjustment today. Make sure those shoulders are nice and relaxed. Inhale that right knee back in through center. Give yourself another hug. And then switch out those legs. Right leg comes into full connection with the mat. The right toes are still pointing up towards the heavens. Left toes are still fully engaged. The feet are flexed. Take a nice big hug with that left knee into the chest. Full breath in. Exhale. Take that left knee out to the side. Again, maybe you place a bolster or a block underneath that knee, supporting the knee as it's coming out to the side. Maybe that right hand's gently pressing on that right hip so that you don't tip up. We want to keep really good integrity still with the spine coming into full connection with the mat. Take a nice big deep breath in here. Come back through center. Exhale, tee out the arms. Take that left knee over to the right hand side. Now, when we have the knee over to the side, our hips are stacked, one hip on top of the other. Maybe there's a block or a bolster set right here to support you in that gap. Take the gaze over the left shoulder. Release that breath. Inhale, tuck those knees into the chest. Bring the right knee in to meet the left. Sway from left to right. Maybe you send those feet up against the wall. Maybe you take some nice big V shapes. Again, taking those peace fingers, wrapping them around the big toes, flexing the feet as if you are standing on the mat. And I really encourage you, again, to feel the crown of the head pulling out to the side of the room. Imagine the tailbone reaching towards the front of the room. Bring softness into the knees, into the lower back, to the shoulders, into the cheeks. Raise those feet up to the sky. And if you're close to a wall at home, this legs up the wall is a fabulous way of releasing tension and pressure. Again, really good for the digestion system. If you are close to a wall, you'd want to scoot your hips really close to the wall and then swing the legs around so the legs are literally supported by the wall. Maybe you tee out your arms, maybe even cactus out the arms. If you'd like to come into your final Savasana with legs up the wall, it's a fabulous place to be. Take a full breath in, set the soles of the feet back down on the mat. Take the feet as wide as the mat and begin just to windshield wiper those knees from left to right. Maybe as the knees come over one side, the gaze comes over the opposite side. So the knees come over to the right, the gaze comes over to the left. Inhaling as the knees come up, exhaling as the knees come down. Carry on with those windshield wipers for as long as you'd like. And if you have any last minute moves here you'd like to take, feel free to take them. If you'd like to move into that longer final resting pose, feel free to do that too. And the beauty of taking this online course, this online class today, is that you can take as long as a Savasana as you need. Maybe you get your diffuser going at home with those beautiful oils in. Maybe you get a blanket and take it over the body, get a pillow for your head, maybe even some beautiful sleep mask that you put over your eyes. Maybe even rub in some cream on your hands and get some essential oils and take it over your face to breathe in that beautiful essential oil. And when you're ready, come into that full connection with the mat. Let go of all work of the body, all work of the muscles. Release that breath. close the eyes. Maybe you take one final breath out. Begin to gently bring a rhythm back to the breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Remembering why you came to this yoga class today. What was your why? What brought you here? Coming back to that intention. Maybe it was just to breathe today. Maybe it was to find some purpose today. Maybe it was to find some stillness. Maybe it was to find some connection with another human being. Maybe bringing the focus back to the count of the breath. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing with that breath cycle, allowing the count of the breath. Taking away all expectations of what yoga should do for you, what your body should or shouldn't do for you. To practice yoga in the deepest sense is to commit to developing awareness by observing our lives, our thoughts, our words, and our actions. There are many yoga techniques that can support us along the way, such as yoga poses, breathing practices, and meditation. But these are not ends in themselves. They are means to the self. The real beginning of spiritual practice is evident when we accept responsibility for ourselves. That is, when we acknowledge that ultimately there are no answers outside of ourselves, and no gurus and no teachers and no philosophies that can solve the problems of our lives. They can only suggest, guide, and inspire. It is our dedication to living with open hearts and our commitment to the day-to-day details of our lives that will transform us. When we are open to the present moment, we shine forth. At these times, we're not on a spiritual path. We are the spiritual path. Coming out of your Savasana whenever you're ready. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. I hope you are healthy, happy, and back in the studio as soon as possible. Namaste.